Did you know that most women who want to create struggle with being seen? And when we're blocked by that kind of fear, we end up pushing our creative dreams and ideas aside. Your fear of being seen doesn't have to hold you back or keep you in hiding or continually stop you from creating. In fact, today I'm going to show you how you can actually use your creativity to overcome your fear of being seen. This is the third episode in my Journal Writing Challenge series, where I'm helping women over 40 use their creativity to boost their confidence, get more clarity, and feel happier. First, let's unpack together what the fear of being seen really is all about. At its core, it's not just about being visible. It's about the fear of being judged or rejected or misunderstood. Maybe in your past you were criticized for something, or maybe you grew up feeling like you just had to play small in order to fit in. If you've ever been criticized or ridiculed for just being yourself, imagine how much more intense it is when you're trying to express yourself, when you're wanting to put your art, your ideas into the world. That scrutiny becomes much more fearful. It's absolutely terrifying to put your art out into the world, and that's why so many women really struggle with this issue of being seen. And a great antidote to this fear, and something I do all the time with myself and my students, has to do with the healing power of journal writing. Keeping a journal is a safe place to explore and release the fears that have been holding you back. And I'll go into that more. We'll even do some journaling together so you can get a real sense of how you can start using this today to break through that fear of being seen. I just realized I'm matching my dog today. It's always bring your dog to work day at my house. A journal is the place where you can actually be your authentic self without worrying about what other people are going to think about you, what they're going to say about you. It's this private place to explore your innermost feelings and thoughts. You never have to show it to anyone else. You never have to read it to anyone else. And it is the perfect way to just start getting your thoughts and fears on paper where you can look at them, because there's something about having our thoughts and fears stuck up in our head, and it can become really inhospitable when we are just feeling bad and we're not really sure why. So when you can take just a few minutes to write them down, when you notice, gosh, I'm feeling bad about something, I wonder what it is, you can ask yourself that and write down the responses in your journal, and you're going to get amazing and fast insight just by doing that. So in this sense, I don't think of journaling as a Dear Diary type situation, the way we were taught to journal. If you're a Gen Xer like me, back in the day, Dear Diary, that's kind of a cliche. I really use journal writing as a form of inquiry, a way of asking potent questions to myself so that it gives my conscious mind and my subconscious mind something to really chew on and ponder and get out on the paper in the light of day where I can see it. So one thing you can do in your journal, and this is a really great exercise, is to simply write down your fears. Asking yourself, what am I really afraid of, is such a potent question, and you might be surprised at what answers come out. It's going to be different answers that you'll get when you're just thinking about the question, but when you actually put pen to paper, it's almost like your wise inner self can start talking to you once you give it a prompt, and we'll do some journal writing with a prompt in just a few minutes. But it's just really amazing to me. I've been journaling pretty much my whole life, and I'm always astonished where I can write out a prompt, I can write a question like, what am I really afraid of here? And have no idea what the answer is going to be. But my pen is moving and answers are flowing out, and it's always surprising. So rather than just think about the prompts, I really encourage you to write down your answers. Have an analog journal, good old-fashioned pen and paper. That's what I recommend. There's a different type of writing and a different kind of process that happens when we're typing, especially thumb typing on our phone or typing on a laptop. Now, if your fear of being seen stems from childhood experiences, it can be really helpful to use your journal to do inner child type journaling. So one of my favorite things to do is get color copies of childhood photos of myself and make them bigger and smaller. You know, you can just take a photo album or some pictures into a copy place and make color copies, or you can do it at home if you have a printer to do that. But working with images of yourself as a child and then pasting those images inside your journal. So this is quite profound. I think it is really important for us to see ourselves in the journal as we were then, you know, and, you know, if you have photos of yourself as a child. I don't happen to have that many photos, so I kind of recycle the same ones over and over, but be that as it may, using childhood photos in your journal gives it this other dimension. As I've mentioned in a lot of my other videos that you can see, I teach visual journaling as well as written journaling, and so this is an example of what I mean by visual journaling. Just simply copying and pasting some photos of yourself inside your journal, and then doing something like a dialogue with that child self of yours, asking her to tell you how she feels, what she needs. You can try writing a letter to her, and try this at different ages with different photos. What advice would you give to that younger self? That is such a potent question to ask. And then, you know, it's really interesting. You could do a dialogue where the child self writes you a letter back right inside your journal. And these type of journaling exercises not only feel wonderful and give you a lot of clarity and insight, it also helps heal this fear of being seen. There's nothing more potent than meeting yourself on a blank page. You are showing up for yourself, writing down your innermost thoughts and feelings, and it is incredibly affirming and intuitive. It just has all these qualities of self-care, real self-care, where you're just taking a few minutes at a time, or longer if you have it, but it doesn't have to take long. And that's why I love doing 3-minute journal writing prompts, which are coming up just in a second. We'll do one together to prove it. But all of this type of inner work really helps to rewire your subconscious mind and heal this feeling, this fear of being seen. Even though so many of our fears of being seen and fears in general are based from our childhood experiences, the beauty of journal writing is that it really allows you to rewrite your story. So once you've identified your fears, another thing you can ask yourself in your journal is, what would my life look like if I wasn't afraid of being seen? And as you're writing down the answers, you can really visualize yourself living without that fear. You can write down every detail, how you'd show up, what you're wearing, what things you'd say. Another way of putting it is, who would you be practicing being, right, without this fear of being seen? And this process not only allows you to actively imagine, but really write a new story for how you want your life to be. I've got one more journaling technique to share with you that has to do with this theme of visualization. And sometimes people call it scripting, But what you do with scripting is you imagine a situation. Let's say you want to share your art on social media, but you've been afraid of being seen doing that. So what you would do is write a script, imagining that you've already shared your art on social media and the response that you're getting from it, or how you feel doing it. And you'd write out a very detailed script, almost if you were writing a script for an actor. And it's like, I feel like I'm going abstract now and it's hard to explain. So I'm going to read you one of my own scripts that I journaled. Okay, vulnerability alert. Okay, yeah, I do feel vulnerable sharing this, but I'm going to do it anyway, because it's a good example, a teachable moment. So here's a script I just wrote to ease my fear of being seen on YouTube. Yeah, I actually have to do this. Okay, so here's what I wrote as my script. I love opening the YouTube app and seeing so many heartfelt comments on my videos. I feel so connected with these like-minded women who take the time to watch my videos, share them, and leave comments about their experience. It's so rewarding to hear their own stories of transformation, and all because I dared to show up, overcome my fears of being seen, make a video, and publish it. By doing the things I was most afraid of, not only have I healed this fear of being seen, I'm making new friends who love this work, and I feel more connected with women like me. Best feeling ever. I'm so happy and grateful to put my ideas and work into the world, because this is one way I can make a difference for the people and things I care about. Okay, so let's do some journaling together. I'm going to put a prompt up on the screen for you. We'll write together for 3 minutes and just write whatever comes to mind, stream of consciousness, and I'll see you on the other side. If I wasn't so afraid of being seen, I would. So there you have it, a simple yet potent tool to help you heal your fear of being seen so that you can create anyway. And I just want you to also take away that this isn't about perfection or journaling in any particular way. There's no right or wrong with this. It's really about giving yourself the space to process your emotions, to get clarity on how you feel and why, being able to script a new story for yourself so that you can create instead of being stopped by fear. Now that you've learned how journal writing can help you heal your fear of being seen and create anyway, go ahead and check out this video next and get more in this series. Look forward to seeing you there.